I've been talking about the fact that the U.S. is planning to invade Venezuela for months now. I think everyone now sees that plan coming to fruition. So I went in theater. Now I was going to leave. The president shut down all air traffic to Caracas. So I flew into Colombia. I was able to meet with aid organizations, human rights lawyers, and many Venezuelan refugees. For those of you who are wondering, yes, there's already a refugee crisis in Venezuela. There are queues, there are waiting lines of people trying to get out of the country. I met one woman in Santa Marta who had just gotten there from Venezuela at 1 a.m. that morning and was begging outside of a Kentucky Fried Chicken. Other people talk about the conditions inside the country, where essentially they've become a military junta under martial law, where all individuals are being forced into conscription to potentially die during a U.S. invasion of Venezuela. Also, I found out from refugees, the U.S. is already on the ground, has been operating for months there, not just as special forces taking out drug boats, but also recruiting partisans. Remember, the Trump regime has allied itself with the opposition leaders of Venezuela. Of course, they are the rightful winners of the election, but the current plan, as they articulated it to me, is that President Trump will be launching limited airstrikes on Venezuela, a decapitation strike, potentially to take out Maduro, take out other members of his inner circle, the way that Russia attempted to do with Zelensky in the invasion of Kyiv. However, there will not be U.S. boots on the ground in mass. There will be military advisors and the partisans who they're recruiting, the mercenaries, will be the ones doing the actual ground invasion to install the new president, who will then be Trump friendly and giving Trump access to U.S. military, to oil and natural gas resources in Venezuela, but also give them a military foothold in the region where China and Russia will not be able to impact the hegemonic sphere of influence within the or within the Caribbean, the Southern Caribbean Command. We know this for a fact because one of the people pointed out to me that if you walk around even parts of Barranquilla and Cartagena now, you don't see young men walking around, and they pointed this out to me. All the young men have been recruited by mercenary groups. So it's all old men and, as he said, young fat men who are doing all the work that the younger men who have been doing in the past. So there's a massive recruitment effort for the partisans who will be fighting in this war. The U.S.'s plan currently is to do a show of force to potentially allow Maduro to abdicate his position and go to another country. If not, we will more than likely see airstrikes begin, a full-scale military uprising in Venezuela within the next 2 weeks. And my theory is it will coincide with the release of the Epstein files.